Hey, Books. I'm good. How you doing, Books? I watched your video earlier tonight. You're always doing something uplifting, or you're always trying to be inspirational. You were not trying to be. You are always inspirational, and that's so nice to see. It's so nice to see. Always giving us some encouraging words. Thank you, Books. I try because it's hard to find anything encouraging. Well, you know what? No, it's not. I take that back because I've been watching a lot of couples couples videos. Like some of them have kids and some of them don't have kids, and those are so fun. Like they're really fun, and a lot of them are like really young, and it's nice to see young couples, living with their children, two-parent households. Nothing wrong with the single parent household, but we all know that two parents is a lot less stressful, a lot less stressful, whether it be a single parent mom or a single parent dad. So two-parent households, typically, I'll say typically because we know that's not always the case. There's no every with everything when it comes to stuff like that. You have some two-parent households where there's more stress and drama than there would be if they were only a one-parent household. But lately, the videos I've been watching, they've been couples, young couples who just got married, or maybe not even married, but couples videos. Some have kids, some don't. Some are really young, and some aren't so young. But from what they put on YouTube, they seem happy. They talk about the things that couples go through, and they put out positive content. Yes, they really are. They really are. I watched a couple yesterday, and they were taking their son to his first football practice. And that was funny. It was real fun. The whole family had fun. They have three boys, and the dad is only the biological dad. He's the biological dad to only one of them, the youngest. They're an interracial couple, and I share their content sometimes because it's really, really positive. And the good thing about it is that you don't see a lot of trolls on their page, well, on their channel. So that's good. Yep, you do not see a lot of trolls on their channels. So I like that. And the dad, he treats the other boys, as far as we can see on here, he treats them well. They love him. They talk to him. It's like a really good channel because it's like the boys have four families. Like the mom, her parents, her mother, her mother's side, and her father's side, they're involved. And then the stepdad, his mom's side, and his dad's side, they're involved. So sometimes you may see the boys with their stepdad's mother, with her family, and then you may see them with the stepdad's dad and his family. They live like in a country area. And then when they're with their mom, you see them with the mom and her mom's side, and her dad and her dad's side, and the biological father, his parents are involved. So they have a lot of people loving on them. I would love to have a couples channel myself. Yeah, you should start one, Boots. I'm telling you, they're so much more fun than a lot of the stuff that's on here. They're so much more fun. So yeah, so those little boys, you know, to sum it up, they have their mother's side, their grandparents on their mother's side, they have their grandparents on their dad's side, and they have the grandparents on the stepdad's side. And it's like, Christmas, they were all over the place. They were all over the place for Christmas, and they got so much stuff. And you can tell it really wasn't, the emphasis wasn't on what they got, even though they got a lot of good toys and a lot of good, I think scooters and little motorbikes and stuff like that. They got a lot of good stuff, but you could tell that they made sure that they didn't just focus on the toys and the things that they got for Christmas. And their mom is like, she's just 28 years old. And I think the little boys are 8 and under. I think they're 8 and under. So I like watching them. I like watching because there have been some couples, they go through some stuff on here. I can't even think of their names off the bat. But usually for the most part, I watch couples who are newly married, having fun, enjoying themselves. Like I said, some of them have young kids, some of them have no kids. It's just refreshing to see them put out good content. I watch them, and I watch like do it yourself, a lot of do it yourself videos, and those are fun too. Yes, I know, right? It's like I look at them and I'm like, oh my goodness, I can remember being that young and trying to find your way when it comes to relationships. Mm-mm-mm. Because they all don't work out. They all don't work out great. And sometimes they work out for a while, and then it's time for you to part ways and go your separate ways. So it's really nice seeing them. I don't know how long the couples that I watch will be married, but I'm hoping they last for forever. I'm hoping they last forever. And so that's a part that I think about too. Like when I'm watching them, I'm like, okay, they're so happy now, and I hope they remain happy. And couples will have their ups and downs, but I wonder how long. I'm just hoping and hoping, hoping that their marriages are successful and last forever, forever. Because it's just nice watching them. And we know that people are human, they grow apart and things happen. But it just makes you look back at them now, like in their early 20s or 30s, and makes you wonder, okay, when they're 40, 45, up, will they still be together? I hope so. I hope so. Um, I never look at it as if they won't. I'll put it like that. I always look at it and say, okay, 15, 20 years from now, I hope and pray that they're still together. I feel like looking at it that way is a better way to look at it, because you don't like to think negatively at all when it comes to somebody's relationship. Even though a lot of people like to throw negativity on relationships, you never want to think negatively about um, a marriage or a couple's relationship. You want them to last, even though we know that, like I said, we're all human. Some will last and some people may part ways, but it is nice to watch it. Right. There's no such thing as a perfect marriage. There's no such thing as a perfect marriage. There's no such thing as a perfect relationship. There's no such thing as a perfect siblingship, parent and children. No relationship is perfect. You have a lot of them who really come close, who really come close. And I guess you can have some that are great. So I guess that's as close to perfect as you can get, because I do truly know some people that say that they never have had an argument or a harsh word with their parents or with their siblings, or if it was nothing, serious at all. Like it was nothing serious. And if it was something that could have become serious, they made sure to make sure that it didn't. They made sure to make sure that it did not escalate. I wish I could say that. Like a lot of times people have friendships, relationships, family ships, whether it be siblingships, parent child ships. And we're human. We go through things, we go through ups and downs, you go through times where you may not speak to somebody or you're mad at them. But And I think everybody has, but it's good to know when you hear people that say, "No, I rarely got mad at my parents." Because you get mad at your parents for anything when you're young. But I guess when we get to that age where we're teens, in our teens, teenagers, it's hard to say that you never gotten really, really upset with your parents or your sisters, your brothers, your cousins. So I think a lot of people can say, like I said, it didn't escalate, or there was never a time where they went weeks and weeks and weeks without speaking to somebody. Your mom was your best friend, right? Right. And even though she was your best friend, and you probably never went without speaking to your mom or something like that. I'm sure there was times where, even if it was as a teenager, where she made you mad. Like, that's an emotion. We all get mad at some point, and hopefully we have way more happy times and happy emotions than we do angry emotions and anger. But yeah, I like watching people who they come on here and they show stuff, and they're carefree about it. They don't have to worry about, a whole bunch of junk, and they just have a good time. Like you said, their mom's their best friend, their dad's their best friend, their significant other, their spouses. Like, I know this young man, Chris and Pops. I can't think of his channel. I think his channel, that may be the name of the channel, but his dad used to curse him out. But he loved the heck out of the young man, and he loved his dad. You could tell they just really, really loved each other. He would he would curse him out, but it was more of a comedic effect to it. But you could tell when the dad would get serious, because Chris is just a headache. He's a headache. So you could tell when he would get serious, when the dad would get serious, and Chris could tell when it was like time to stop too. So it's like you see a lot of different dynamics between people on here. And that's one that's so funny. It seems like him and his dad, it seems like they were best friends. It really does. It seems like they were best friends. So it was nice to watch them. I started a live a few minutes before this live boost. And girl, that live, I was trying to get my yep, they have a channel. And let me look, because I think that's the name of it. I think it's Chris and Pops. I may be wrong, but I like to watch them. And I'm not sure if his dad passed away or not. I don't I know I'm not sure if he uploads old videos, but okay, Chris and Pops. If you put in Chris and Pops, it comes up. Yes, Chris and Pops. Uh Let me tell you what happened. They have like 527,000 subscribers. So they're really big now. Um I watch a lot of the videos that I watch, they're older, and his dad was alive at that point. But I remember he got sick at one time. So I don't want to say, I'm not sure. I need to go back and watch some of the most recent ones. I will say some of the recent lives that I watched, it's just, I see him. Let me see. While I'm talking, I'm trying to figure it out. Okay, I see stuff from like 2 years ago with his dad. That's like a live that I see. I think now Chris kind of does he goes out like in the community, and he does like ask people crazy questions and stuff like that. You found it? I really like them. It's like they're down to earth. They're like everyday son and dad, just like everyday people. Yeah, and sometimes I would get kind of mad with Chris, because I'm like, he's being too annoying. But I think his dad was good with it. So hey, if his dad's good with it, If his dad is good with it, who are we not to be good with it? But yeah, I love them. It's so funny. Books, if you're looking at it on something else, it's so funny how his dad curses him out. Like he legit curses him out. Yes, it does. He legit curses his dad out. It's so I mean, not his dad. His dad curses him out, and it's so funny. It's so funny. So have you watched them before, Boots? 'Cause they have me cracking up. They're hilarious. Oh my gosh, I usually, if I drink a soft drink, I usually drink Sprite. But they had Pepsi. We had Pepsi in the house. I tried this Pepsi and I hadn't had Pepsi in so long. It's just like it doesn't even it tastes funny. His dad, yeah, it kept him. I know he went through rehab. I don't know exactly what was wrong with him, so I don't want to say, but I hope he's still okay. I hope he's still okay. I need to go through his channel and watch and find out. This your first time watching them? Yeah, and it's like they've been on a while. They do really well. Like I don't know how I found them, but I think somebody may have told me about him, and it was like he is so crazy. His dad, he gets on his dad's nerves. His dad just goes off on him, but you can tell. I wonder how they act like when they really like are mad at each other. You can only tolerate ginger ale soda. I remember you saying that. Yeah, I think like once you don't have sodas for so long, I don't think it's like you don't like it, your body doesn't like it or something. I don't. Sometimes it's not just your taste buds. It's just like you don't like it anymore. So I guess it's kind of like when you wean yourself off of it. If you drink it again, it's like you have to kind of increase your intake, and we're not trying to do that. So I guess the more you try it, the more you drink it, you'll get back used to it. But why do that? If you're not used to it, hey, just don't drink it. But yes, ginger ales, it's to be to be a soft drink, to be acidic, it's still like refreshing. Because the ginger ale and Sprite, 7 Up, those three, those were the go-to, especially when you weren't feeling good. Let's see, I can talk. I let soda sit before I drink it. Yeah, let that the acid calm down in it. But see, my some of my friends, they dilute it. They dilute it. It is no good to drink that, especially when you first like pour it in a cup or something. But then I think about it, I'm like, all of that stuff is still there. I'm like, so I kind of just left them alone for a long time. But when you go out to eat, or you go and you're on the run and you can't, and all they have is like soda at an event. I always had to, I had to start taking my own water. I had to take my own water because most times when you go somewhere, they offer water or tea or lemonade or something. So if you don't, to be on the safe side, I take my own water. because you never know. I have been at functions where all they have is soft drinks or tea, and I'm like, okay, I guess the tea's okay, but it has caffeine as well. So if you're trying to stay away from acid and you're trying to stay away from caffeine, your best choice is water or lemonade. I was on the go the other day and I was like, okay, just let me grab a lemonade and a water. Yes, I keep my water and I freeze my water bottles. Okay, okay. You do? Do you freeze the plastic ones, Boots? Because I try not to do that. I hear we shouldn't do that. Do you freeze your plastic ones or do you use like I use glass, but I used to tell my mom all the time, stop doing that. Like she would always freeze them because the content of the plastic breaks down and leaks into the water. So I'm like, I use glass or I'll read and see whatever the container has, but I always try and keep a container that with the with a cap to screw on so that it won't leak. But a lot of people freeze their still freeze their plastic water bottles. I've just heard that it's not, you should try not to do that. But as far as the other ones, I think that's fine because some stuff has that BPA in it as well, not just plastic, but other containers. So I try to look for stuff that's like BPA free and all the other stuff, anything that leaks into your water. Hey, Catherine. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I saw you, Catherine. I think I just answered. I just answered you on the other live. I was on here messing around because I haven't been on Stream. Well, I have been on StreamYard, but I want to go live on YouTube more. But I also was trying to look at the some different music and sound effects and stuff like that, and trying to see if I could hear it, but I can't hear it. Like I can't hear it on for some reason. I can't hear it through the stream, through the live stream. I don't know what's going on. Can y'all hear that? Boots, can you hear the rain? Yes, it's definitely not good to leave them in a hot car. I just saw that, Boots. Yes, definitely not. See, I don't know. It's like on my other device. It's really, really low. It's really, really low. And I have a new laptop, so I gotta figure out why. I gotta figure out why. I don't know if it's the browser. I know I used Chrome, and I didn't have an issue with Chrome, so I tried uh, Mozilla, and I'm having the same issue. So now I have to try Microsoft Edge, and see what it does. So on the next time I do a live, I'll try it on Microsoft Edge. But can you guys hear the StreamYard music? Maybe YouTube. I don't know. I know the music is copyright free, so I don't know. It may be YouTube, because sometimes YouTube, you do hear the okay, so that's good. Sometimes you can use music that's copyright free, and they still hit you. So I don't even understand that. Like I've used music off of the on the shorts table off of YouTube Shorts, and it still copyrights it. Yes, it is. It is, Boots. But I love Rain. I love rain and like thunder. I love the natural sounds of, I love the weather sounds, rain and thunder. I go to sleep to those sometimes. So a lot of people say that they like the music, but sometimes people say they like to hear the rain and the thunderstorms. So I was trying to see why this new laptop is not allowing it to come through. So that's when I went live earlier. Like I said, I was using Chrome and it didn't go through. It was like really, really low, really low. And I had my other device turned all the way up. Now that I'm on Mozilla, I don't hear it at all. Boo, Boo says I don't like thunder and lightning at all. I like to, I like it if I'm in the house, away from the windows. Were you told that, Boots? Were you taught about, did your parents or grandparents tell you that? Like when it's thundering and lightning, to stay away from mirrors and windows? And of course, stay away from trees if you're outside. But I try not to be outside at all. But stay away from mirrors, windows, and trees if you're going to be outside, or if you have to be outside in it. Yep. Yes, Catherine, turn off the lights, turn off the TV. My grandparents was like, they were like, turn off the TV, turn off the lights, unplug the TV. We couldn't even leave it plugged up back then. Says, I got a story to tell about thunder and lightning. Really? Oh wow. It can be dangerous, especially if you're outside. I remember one time, my friend and I, we were on the phone, and we knew that our parents didn't want us on the phone. And we were like 14ish. Yes, yep, unplug everything. Y'all, we were like about 14. So, when you're a teenager, you still not grown, even though you may think you grown. You better do what your mom and dad say. But we were on the phone and we were sneaking on the phone. And we had already said, yeah, we're going to get off of here in a little bit because they're going to say something anyway. So we were talking and talking and talking and talking. And y'all, that phone said, what's that? We both heard it. So I don't know. I don't know if it really came, if it was her end or my end, but we both heard it. Yeah, we threw those phones down so fast. And sit your butts down and be quiet. Yep. And let the Lord do his work. Because he's going to do it anyway, so you better sit down. Unplug everything, turn off everything. Get away from, some people said that their parents and grandparents made them cover the windows. I mean, not the windows, but the mirrors. Ours didn't make us cover them with anything, but they made us get away from them. They made us get away from the windows, get away from mirrors. Oh yeah, if you didn't have a shower, you're gonna have to wait until the thunder and lightning was over. I remember I worked with a lady, and she was a nursing assistant. And on if it happened to be bad weather that day and she worked, whoever got showers or tub baths that day, because when you work in like a nursing home, people have set days to get full baths and full showers. So whoever got a full bath that day, they had to wait until the bad weather passed over. Because it's like she was not going to do it. She was not going to give anybody a bath as long as it was thundering and lightning. And the administration, the supervisor, nobody, they didn't make her. They didn't make her. And any of the head nursing staff that tried to make her, There was one thing they couldn't make her do because she was gonna go right to administration, and administration was like, "No, leave her alone. When the thundering is over, when the lightning is over, she'll do the baths." I don't blame her though because you know I know you're inside in the water, but I don't play about that. Mm-mm. And if I just have to jump in the shower when it's thundering and lightning, like I had to go to work, get ready for work, didn't expect it to start or something, I'm in there so fast, and I take long showers. So fast for me is probably like still 10 to 15 minutes. Cause I take my time. I'm just like, I feel like when you take a shower or a bath, that's me time. That's one of those times where you can just think and enjoy yourself. Just me time. So jump in there. When people say they're gonna jump in the shower, most of them mean like maybe 10 minutes or so. I'm like, nah. When I say jump in the shower, I mean 15 minutes minimum. Oops, I think it was you and I don't know. I think Jill's comfort zone was in there live. But a while ago we were doing a live. I was doing a live and we were talking about those people that just come up on your want to come on your StreamYard and then they what is it called? They like I'll say they drop a bomb. They'll drop a bomb and show private parts. I saw that happen to somebody the other night and I was like, oh my gosh. A content creator was live and she let someone on her panel. They used one of the names of the people in the chat. Exact same thing we were talking about. And Jill was talking about they used the name in the chat. And I don't know. I guess she didn't I guess that she didn't they just left the avatar up and she didn't make them take the avatar down. And then when she put him up on the screen, tell me why he was just a swinging and dangling. I was like, what in the heck? She took it down. She was so shocked. She was shocked. She couldn't get it down quick enough, but she got it down. She was shocked. I was like, oh my gosh, why are people doing that? Why? Why would you come up on somebody's panel with your little jigger jagger swinging everywhere? People are crazy. It makes you not even want to drop your link. Anybody who comes across this live, I hope your week has started out well. Hope you had a good Monday. I hope you had a happy Monday. I hope you had a great Monday. Claim yourself a great week. Claim yourself a great week. Claim that you will have a great week. Go to work and claim a great day at work. Go in when somebody tries to harass or bother you. Shake it off. Grin and keep it moving. Grin and keep it moving. Make somebody else have a great day. Uplift somebody who's not smiling. Uplift somebody who is smiling, because most times, we have a smile on our faces to hide that we don't feel like smiling. Every person that you see smiling may truly not feel like smiling. So be nice, be courteous, say hello. Even if you don't say hello, be courteous with people that you interact with. You don't have to be all smiley, smiley face all the time. Just be courteous. Just be courteous. Yes, Boots, because it's hard to smile all the time. I can remember, even now I hear people sometimes they're like, smile or you ain't smiling or something like that. Like, some people just don't smile. Some people, and it doesn't mean that anything's wrong. Some people just don't smile. But I will say, you know, for people who don't, you just never know. Just because a person doesn't smile a lot doesn't mean they're not happy. I think people kind of, misconstrue things when they see that you don't smile a lot. I remember working with a young lady and she really didn't smile that much. I mean, she talked and communicated just fine with everybody, like no issues or anything. But we had a supervisor that would always come in and would always, it was to the point where I was like leave her alone, like, geez. And I know we were like, I was younger working at a restaurant and she interacted with the public. But the thing about it is everybody that she served, they were overly satisfied with her. Like, she always got great tips because she could carry good conversation. But the supervisor will always come in saying, smile, smile. It's like he would literally see her having good conversation with it was like a breakfast place. And it was like, the older men would come in. Of course, some flirted, but some just coming in just to have breakfast. Some would be with their wives. I mean, it wasn't just about the male, female component of it. It was just like she talked to people. She got great tips. So she just didn't smile a lot. So our manager would always, always come around. Smile. I'll call her Linda. I'll call her Linda. Smile, Linda. Smile, Linda. I'm like, leave her alone. It got to the point where she was like just so over it. Like, she kind of went off one day, like, you can't make me who I'm not. Like, and that made me think about it. And it's like, I've heard people tell me that sometimes, like, smile. Like, you can't make people smile if that's just not there. Some people are smiling all the time, and you just never know what they may be going through. So when a person, just because they're smiling all the time doesn't mean things are all hunky-dory. Just because people aren't smiling doesn't mean that things are all so bad. It's just people's personalities and their demeanors. So she didn't smile a lot. You said something funny to her, she's laughed, she smiled, but she just really didn't smile a lot. And I knew where the manager was coming from. Like, smile when you're greeting people, but you don't always have to. When I go out, I don't look for people to smile all the time. What I look for, especially on a server or a waiter, I look for them to be courteous, to be polite, and to kind of help me out on the menu, if I need help on the menu. But as long as they're polite, as long as they're cordial, I don't need someone to smile. But he was big on that, and I know a lot of companies are big on that. They want you to smile all the time. But I was like, oh my gosh, you can't, a person can't wear a smile. Some people just can't smile 8 hours or however many hours that they're at work. Some people just can't do it. And then I would look at him and I'm like, you're not smiling every moment of the day at work. Like, leave her alone. I don't know. I think because maybe he picked up on her not smiling Maybe to him it was like she never smiled. Maybe that's what it was. And so once he felt that way, it was easier for him to kind of target her. So I'm just like, just because a person isn't smiling does not mean that things aren't great for them or with them. Some people, that's just their demeanor. They don't smile a lot. I hear people tell people all the time, you look so mean. Like they say you look mean to people. And it's not that they're mean. Some people just don't smile. Boots says, okay, Boots. Okay, Boots says, I'm still here. Thanks, Boots. They just don't smile. They don't. But that being said, if someone looks a little tormented or looks like they're just kind of down, then yeah, say something encouraging. Say something encouraging to anybody, whether they look up, down, whether they smile or not. Because the person with the biggest smile can be going through crazy things, and the person without a smile, things could be just gravy. Things could be all a-okay. You just never know. So that's why you should treat people the way you want to be treated. Don't treat them always treat them according to how you think that they feel or they look, because you never know how a person is feeling. So since you never know how a person is feeling, treat them the way you would want to be treated. Treat them with respect. Treat them the way you would want them to treat your family members. Yes, people smile. Some people smile to keep from crying. So it used to kind of bother me. Like, even one of the other managers said something to him about it. He was like, leave her alone. She's one of the best employees. She does great. Everybody doesn't wear a smile all the time. Some people will even say they don't like to smile. So I had to kind of think about that too. So everybody who's not smiling isn't having issues. Just like everybody who's smiling isn't happy. It depends on the person. So my motto is just be cordial and polite to everybody. Say a kind word to anybody, whether they're smiling, because if they're smiling, like Book says, they may be smiling in pain or going through something. They may never smile, and things could be a-okay. So just treat people how you want to be treated. I think people have a bad tendency to impart how they feel on other people. You barely smile, Catherine? See, I know a lot of people are like that. They don't really smile a lot. I mean, it's not that anything is wrong. You never know when something is wrong with a person, but just because they're not smiling doesn't mean that something is wrong. It's the same way as a person who smiles all the time doesn't mean they're not going through anything. So I always go by, my thing is, no matter what they look like, what a person looks like, you never know what they're going through. So treat them how you want to be treated. And be polite, because you don't even have to smile to be polite, Like, I'm not somebody that smiles all the time. I can be silly and laugh a lot, but then sometimes you're not even always in the mood. But you may see somebody who's happy-go-lucky. And I think if somebody's smiling all the time, you probably need to pay more attention. Because sometimes smiles hide things. So sometimes you probably need to pay even more attention. You kind of can get that sense of who's just silly, and just sometimes when people are going through bad things, they still smile, they still keep it moving, because that's just their personality. That's how they are when things are good. So that's just the way they know to be. Even though they may be hiding pain, they may be hiding a serious situation or something like that, they still try their best to smile, because that's just the type of person they are. So even when someone smiles a lot, don't take that for granted and think they're okay. So when somebody's not smiling all the time, don't assume something is wrong. Just treat people good. Just treat them good. Not saying that everybody's an angel. You don't, I mean, sometimes you just really don't even, sometimes you don't even pay attention to people and what's going on. But that's why you just treat people the way you want to be treated. Everybody wants to be treated good. So when I say treat people good, it doesn't mean go out of the way and throw down a red carpet. It just means, like my granddad used to tell me, any and everybody is do a hello, whether they're smiling or not. So say that person is smiling, they could be going through a lot. So are you not going to say hello? She happy all the time. Ain't nothing wrong with her. Are you going to take that attitude or just smile? Just smile. Say somebody's just kind of blank, just stone look all the time. Does that mean they're happy? You would think not. You would think something's going on, but it doesn't really mean that. So I always go by what my grandparents tell me. Treat people the way you want to be treated. You don't have to be out of the way. Like I said, throwing a red carpet down, but just hello. And even if they don't speak to you, then next time, you don't have to speak to them. But a lot of times, I even try not to even, like when I was younger, I didn't really care. But like now, they don't speak to me. I'm like, okay, I know they heard me, but maybe they didn't. Maybe they were in voice range. Maybe they heard you, but they didn't hear you. You never know what's on somebody's mind. You know when people say, my mind was somewhere else, or I was looking one way. Sometimes those people don't hear you when you talk to them, or they don't hear you when you address them. So you can't always say I know. You may know that they were in distance of your voice, but you don't know where their mind was. So maybe you think they physically heard you, and maybe they did. Because I've seen people also say, they kind of like shake their head and say, "What'd you say? What did you say?" Because they heard you, but their mind was somewhere else. Now, if you know that you spoke to somebody and they didn't speak to you, and they just don't care for you, then hey, don't speak again. Don't speak. Like if you know you haven't done anything to them, you've spoken to them, you don't have to keep kissing anybody's behind. My aunt told me a story where she would go to work every day and she would speak to this lady, and the lady wouldn't speak to her. And the lady, at first they were, say, cashiers. They were both just cashiers. They were not just cashiers, but y'all know what I'm saying. They were just entry level. I'll say entry level cashiers. Um, she wouldn't speak. Okay, so my auntie didn't know why, but she wouldn't speak. So something happened. I think my aunt got a promote. I think maybe the lady got a promotion first. So she was kind of like my aunt's supervisor. She was her supervisor. Okay, so she still wouldn't speak, but my that's just my aunt. She speaks to everybody. Like I said, my granddad taught my mom and my aunties to, speak. Everybody's do a hello. They don't speak to you next time, then that's up to you whether you speak again. But my aunt would speak to her every day. So then my auntie got a promotion, and she was promoted not only into the same position as the lady, but she was promoted ahead of her, over her. Like she became her boss. She became her supervisor. And so that burned her up. Like that burned her up. But see, she was always one of the ones who came to work. If she wanted not to, she didn't want to come off. She came to work, but if she wanted to take off, she was taking off. My auntie rarely took off work. So, in addition to other things, she she was just do the promotion. So she got a promotion, and she was promoted over the lady that did not like her, that didn't speak to her. And so one day, my aunt came to work. This lady finally, I don't know. My auntie said she don't know where it came from, why she did it, but she apologized to her, and she told her that she had been wrong. I can't remember the details of it, but she knew that she had done wrong. Like, not only did she not speak to her, she was like, it wasn't like, some people don't speak. They just don't speak. Like some people don't. I think that's kind of like a Southern thing too. Like because when I'm up north, people speak, but it's less. Like you can be in the mall or something, And this is anywhere. And if you don't know the person, okay, you don't speak. But in the South, you don't really even have to know a person, know people, and you tend to speak. You say hello or hi, you throw up your hand or something. So you know, I don't know. I don't know why she didn't speak to my auntie. And they were co-workers, so it's kind of different too. It's not like you're just in the street or you're just in a mall. So they were co-workers. But eventually, one day she came to her, and my auntie said that she was kind of almost in tears, and it was like she knew that she had mistreated her. Not like they didn't have to live together, but like at work, when my aunt would tell her something to do, she didn't want to do it. That kind of stuff. And so you never know. She may have been going through some stuff. She may have been going through some stuff. And I know, like, people will say, well, whatever she's going through, I didn't do it to you. Don't take it out on me. But people react differently to their situations. It could be the same situation. You get 10 different people, they may act 10 different ways. You may have 5 to act one way, 5 to act another way. So you just never know, because people are different. Who says I used to speak to people I knew didn't like me for the hell of it when I was younger. Boost. That's how some people are. Yes, they'll speak to people that they know don't like them, just for the hell of it. A lot of people are like that. In New York, ain't too much speaking when you pass by unless you know them personally. Right, right, right. Yep. Yeah, because that's how it is. That's how it is when I've lived up north, and that's how it is. And it's you kind of learn to roll with the punches, like whatever area it is, you kind of pick up on it. That said, I do, to me, think I prefer to speak. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm not this big happy-go-lucky person out in public, but I just feel like, I guess because my parents and grandparents just taught us that, like, it's a greeting. It's a greeting. And that was always their thing. That's why y'all hear me say that a lot. You never know what a person is going to. And I think speaking, saying hello, is one of those things that can totally change a person's mood. What if God forbid, when they get off work every day, or when they go home every day, they have to deal with a wild and crazy husband, a wild and crazy wife. What if their kids are giving them issues? So a simple hello is an acknowledgement. So, but people up north, they're kind of like hustle, 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 bustle, bustle, bustle. So, like Books, like you said, they tend to not to speak a whole lot of little chit chatter unless it's with someone they know. But in the South, you could be walking down the street, and it's like you pass each other, and it's like, "What's up? What's up?" Or, "Hey, how you doing?" And we just keep it moving. But that's how it is. And it's to me, that's one of those things that is really kind of geographical. But yeah, I don't know what I don't know why that lady disliked my auntie so much, because it wasn't like my aunt started out being her supervisor and giving her a hard time or anything. They were both entry level at their position. In fact, she got a position, a promotion first. My aunt probably was the one who may have been looked over, for some reasons. She was the one that probably was looked over. But when she did get promoted, she was promoted to an even higher position. So, but this lady had been like this for a long time, even when they were both, doing the same thing. So you just never know. We are finicky. We're finicky. We're a finicky species. We're finicky. We're finicky. We're finicky. I'm still trying to figure out what is going on with this. I've been on 2 different browsers. If I go live later, y'all, it's just me trying these browsers, trying to figure out which one is gonna let me let this music come through. Really these sounds, because I don't really like to play music because then you have to deal with them, if they're gonna let it play or if you're gonna have a live stream with nothing on it. My old laptop, I didn't have this problem. So I need to Boo says, much love, y'all. I got to get up at 7 a.m. Oh, yes, yes, Boo. Good night, good night. Good night. Well, it's almost 3 o'clock. Get you some rest. Have a good night. Have a good morning. Have a good day tomorrow. I'll see you in these YouTube streets tomorrow, sis. And thank you for coming into my live. I appreciate you. And I've been on here for an hour, so I guess I'm going to end this live in about 5 minutes. So thank you again, Books. Thank you, Catherine. Thank you, Adabebe Tech. Think you came through, bro, on the first live that I started. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. To anybody else comes through this live, please give me a thumbs up. Please tap that subscribe button and the notification bell so that you'll be notified every time I go live or upload a video. And I appreciate you guys. Peace, positivity, and prosperity. And if I'm still live and you come through here, just say hello, drop a comment. It'll help me out. Good night, Catherine. Catherine says good night, all. I will see you guys later on today. I know, Catherine, I know. He's some late night folks. Look, since we up, we might as well go live. Catherine, if you go live, I'll be over there.